Hello, newcomers or faithful viewers. If you're watching this and if you watched before, members, soldiers of the KISS Army, welcome everybody. There might be some new people watching today who don't normally watch my channel. Hello, my name is Dan. Maybe you've seen me before. You already know my name. Now you know it again. Just to confirm, my name is Dan. This is, it's kind of a request. I guess I'm taking a request now. I have this, and I'm not sure what the title of this video is going to be yet. I haven't decided if it's going to be part of my breakthrough series, which is called I Want to Talk About This Album, or I don't know if this will be I Want to Talk About This Single, or if this is just going to be a video. But this is kind of at the suggestion of a guy called Dwayne, my friend Dwayne in South Carolina. Biggest KISS nerd collector that I know, record collector. And by the way, his name on Instagram, if you want to follow him, he knows more about KISS records than I know about anything. He knows KISS records more than I know my family, more than I know my my house. This guy is extremely knowledgeable, and this video was at his request. And if you've seen my videos before, you know I have a tendency to do this, to go long, to extend, or if you haven't seen my videos, there's a warning. So you might want to scroll ahead and skip the, I believe they call this a preamble. Tony Soprano says, skip the preamble when he's talking to Silvio Dante. And so what happened was I have to go back farther. There's a place in Mexico City called El Chopo. No, I'll go back even farther. For those who haven't seen, I'll try to keep this relatively quick, because Dwayne said if I did this video, this would be very interesting to a lot of the KISS vinyl community. So that's why I'm doing it today. And I just I had time today, so why not? I'm 53 years old. I've been a KISS fan since 1976. I got Alive in 1976, and it was the first record I ever got. And I've been a lifelong KISS fan ever since. You can see I've got a KISS tattoo here. Now I dollied myself up a little bit. The shirt, I would wear a KISS shirt probably anytime anyway. I do have a new KISS watch. I just bought this on Saturday. It's making its debut today, my KISS watch. I've got a KISS hat. I've had this hat for 10 or 12 years. Just even on this is my little work station here that I keep little trinkets. I've got this little love gun pin. And the window's in front of me, so there may be some reflection over the course of the video. I apologize. Well, I don't apologize, but ni modo. A little KISS pin. I've got this Space Ace Batman little pin. So I'm a KISS fan from way back. Couldn't care less about records. I said goodbye to records, or as you people call them, vinyl. Which is, by the way, not a countable noun. It seems it's become a countable noun in the last 10 or 15 years, but we didn't used to call them vinyls. This is the old man in me coming out. They were called records. You bought a record. But I got a CD player in 1989, and I said goodbye to records forever. I sold all my records. And my cat has come to visit. I sold all my records 10 years later, maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s. I sold all my records, which I kind of regret now. But on the other hand, I don't know how I would have schlepped them with me from Canada all the way to Mexico. So maybe just as well that I did sell them. But I do still have my original KISS Alive record that I got in 1976. And maybe I'll show that if the opportunity presents itself. This is long already. Point is, I'm a lifelong KISS fan. Bought all their CDs, but didn't buy records. And then maybe about a year and a half ago, I started to kind of yearn. I do yearn, just like Kramer. I started to yearn to have a brand new, now the copy of KISS Alive that I have, that I got in 1976. This is so long, just to show a 12-inch single, which I will show now. I'll give a little tease. Here it is there. Here it is here. This is called, and there's maybe a reflection. I'll try to angle it like this so you can't see. It's called, actually I guess it should be this, Mala Vida. It's called Casablanca Disco And this is what I'm featuring today, which I will get to after I continue my preamble. So I didn't care about records, but I did want, I'll show my copy of Kiss Alive that I have from 1976, the oldest thing that I have in my life. There's nothing I have in my, I don't have a jean jacket that's this old. I don't have a pair of shoes. I don't have an animal, obviously. There are not too many animals that are going to live for 45 years. But I do have this Kiss Alive. This is the original copy. Now this is in horrible condition. It's of no value to anybody but myself. It's all beat up. Here's the inside. Now I don't have it says includes 8-page booklet. I haven't seen that booklet since probably the early 80s, mid 80s. I have no idea what happened to it, but I lost it somewhere along the way. But here's my 1976 Alive. And the actual records are also in quite poor condition. You're not gonna, I know some Kiss people like to see this kind of stuff. That was my, what my copy looked like. That was the Canadian version. It had the Casablanca cool logo on disc 1. And you can't see, I haven't listened to this probably since 1989. Or sometime around there. By the way, the first CD I ever bought when I got my CD player in 1989, I bought 2. The first one was Dirty Looks, I think Turn of the Screw, was that what it was called? And Ace Frehley's 1978 solo, Kiss album, let's call it. Solo album, whatever. Also, I bought that. So my first album ever was, first record ever was Kiss, first CD ever was Kiss. And then the second disc is purple like this. I guess what I've learned from Dwayne is that different countries had different colored labels. Mine was purple. And you can see my sister wrote my name. I don't know how well you can see that, and I can't see the camera. Danny Delaney. That's what she wrote. I don't know why my sister was writing on my records, but she wrote on them. So that's it. But as I said, some time ago, a year and a half ago, I really got the feeling out that, man, I want that Kiss, and she also wrote my name here. So it has no value to anybody but me. But I thought I really want to get that 8-page booklet. It's so stupid. But more than that, I think I wanted the thrill of opening a new Kiss album. I hadn't done that since the last Kiss album I bought was Hot in the Shade, which I ranked all the Kiss albums 6 months ago or something. Hot in the Shade, I think I put it second third worst, I guess. What do you call it? Something like that. So Hot in the Shade I bought in 89. So I haven't opened a Kiss record or any record since then. I think Hot in the Shade might have also been the last record I ever bought of any band. So Kiss really is a big part in all this. Going on and on. So this, so I did get the new Kiss Alive, which I will also show here. This was the version, I guess, that they re-released in 2014 or something like that. Very faithful reproduction. I have this in the plastic. There it is. This is an American version. I'm not going to open this. It's the exact same as the other one. This will probably never be played. As I said, I wanted the thrill of, opening it and getting the 8-page booklet, which I do have. So I got that one. And I thought, that's it. I got that out of my system. I don't need to buy more records. For that matter, I don't need to buy more CDs. And then, now, getting back, I mentioned very briefly El Chopo. For those of you who don't know, I live in Mexico. I live in Cuernavaca, Mexico, which is pretty close to Mexico City. About an hour and a half, depending on where you're going. 3 hours, big city. And there's a place in Mexico City called El Chopo. El Chopo has been around for 42 years. It started in 1980, and what it is, it's a street. It's in Mexico, it's called a tianguis. I think they only use that word in Mexico. It's not used in other Spanish-speaking countries, which is basically like a street, a flea market, but only on the street. It's not inside a building, it's just on the street. It's every Saturday. It's been every Saturday for 42 years, since 1980. And they sell everything there. I got this shirt. No, I didn't get this shirt, El Chopo. I got this shirt at another store. A guy who used to have a stand at El Chopo, but now he has his own store called Necrosis. Luis, hello. He won't see this. And you can see I've done many videos of El Chopo, including this past weekend. and they sell t-shirts, records, tapes, CDs, hats, belts, watches. I think I mentioned I bought this Kiss watch. I know it's upside down, but I bought that watch at El Chopo, and it's just an awesome place, and it's huge too. It goes on a street like this, and then it branches off like this. There are hundreds of people selling stuff. It's my favorite place in Mexico. Anybody should, if you like heavy metal, hard rock, punk, goth, whatever. It's mostly rock, metal kind of stuff, but I think it's a great place that anybody would enjoy visiting. And just a reminder, I'll hold this up because I still haven't got to it yet, but I will get to it. The purpose of my video and why you're here, again, is this Casablanca disco record. So I was at El Chopo maybe a few months ago, and I saw this. This is a Mexican pressing of Kiss Alive. So I've kind of got the bug, the record bug, or the vinyl bug, I guess people call it. So now I have a Kiss Alive from my original one from Canada in 1976. I got the American one, which I bought because it was new. It was expensive. Not crazy, but for me it's expensive living in Mexico. Brand new, and I got this one. The guy wanted 500 pesos for it. And I think I asked him if he would take 400. He said yeah, or 450. So I bought this for only 4 or 450, and it's a Mexican pressing. Now this is really cool because I've always liked this. It has the song titles translated literally and sometimes poorly into Spanish. I don't know. I can't see the camera, so I don't know what I'm showing, but I don't have a screen to look at. But anyway, so in Spanish they're in order. You know this. Deuce is doblete. Strutter is presumido. Got to choose is tengo que escoger. Hotter than hell. Más caliente que el infierno. I love reading these. Firehouse is Estación de Bomberos. Record 2 or side 2 record 1. Nothing to Lose is Nada que Perder. Come On and Love Me is Ven y Amame. Parasite is Parásito. She is Ella. On the other side, record 2, disc 2, record 1. Watching You is Mirandote. 100,000 Years, 100,000 Años. Black Diamond, Diamante Negro, as you would expect. On the other side, Rock Bottom, Hasta el Fondo. Cold Gin is Ginebra Fría. Rock and Roll All Night. Rock and Roleando Toda la Noche. And the last one, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, is Suéltame Rock and Roll. And it's funny, they put Rock and Roleando for Rock and Roll All Night, but Rock and Roll for Let Me Go Rock and Roll. So I saw this and I thought, why not get it? Now what's cool about this one, if you're a Kiss nerd, is when I got it home and opened it, it has the gatefold from Alive 2. And I thought, what the fuck? Like, was this is this a bootleg or I don't know what happened. But then my friend Dwayne, Flaming You 75 on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Dan Bowski Mexico, which I think YouTube changed the name of this channel recently to Dan Bowski Mexico. But he told me that the Mexican edition, it wasn't a mistake, or maybe it was originally a mistake, but they were all printed with the Alive 2 gatefold. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I thought, I'm done. And then to finally get to this Casablanca disco. I'm saying it Casablanca like Mexico. Casablanca, I guess, as we English speakers call it. I was there maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago or something, and I saw this. And it really caught my eye. And then the guy had it on display. So, I mean, the Casablanca logo for a Kiss fan, this is like seeing, your mother if you're a lost child. You're so excited, it really stands out to you. And so I saw this, and it really caught my eye for a couple of reasons. One, because I had never seen the Casablanca logo as a cover before. And then what is very strange is it's, if you can see, if there's not too much glare, it's Mala Vida, which is dirty living. That's translated. I don't know if I can't see anything. If the camera's picking up, Mala Vida, dirty living, which of course was on Dynasty, maybe the worst song in in the Kiss catalog, at least up to the original member era, which ended with Dynasty, which is debatable. I know, you don't have to tell me. I'm sure that record was out on Polygram. They were finished with Casablanca at this point. And so it was unusual to see the Casablanca logo as the cover, and then the Dynasty on the label, but it also has the Casablanca logo. And then to make it even stranger, the B-side, I'll turn it so you can see, is Christine 16, which is on Love Gun. Kind of interesting. I just realized only now, as I mentioned, this is my least favorite. Dirty Livin', Mala Vida, is my least favorite Kiss song from the originals. Christine 16, I've always cited as my single favorite Kiss song in their entire catalog. I can't tell you how much I love Christine 16. Top one, I would say. Number one. So very strange. You got two songs from two different albums, and the record cover that doesn't correspond to the label that Dirty Livin' was on, or which was on Dynasty. Very strange. But I didn't really look at it, or I didn't look into it. And then I sent Dwayne, or I posted on Instagram a picture of it, and Dwayne, and also my friend Pablo Casanova, he's from Mexico, he lives in LA. He's also, I guess, kind of a Kiss nerd. He mentioned also, he said that's really, really rare. And Dwayne also said that's really rare. And apparently what Dwayne said, and if you're a Kiss fan or a Kiss record collector, follow him. And if you have any questions, ask him. This guy will tell you anything you need to know. He's been very helpful to me, just in questions I have. So I didn't really pay attention to it, but they said it's really, really valuable. It sells for a couple $100 on eBay or wherever people buy records, and I don't really care about the value of it. I'm not going to sell it. I don't think I have any reason to sell it, but I thought it would be a cool one to add to my collection of 3 Kiss records. I don't want to go down that Kiss rabbit hole like probably many of you do, where I'm collecting the copy of Destroyer from Sweden or something like that, or one that has a little label misprint. I don't care. I got to stop soon. I don't want to go down that road. So I got it home now. It's still shrink wrapped. I don't know if this is the original shrink wrap. It's got the separate sleeve, but it's still shrink wrapped, and it's in this yellow. Now in this case I will say vinyl because it's the material, it's not the product. It's this really bright, nice, shiny yellow vinyl. I'm not sure how well the light of the camera is picking it up. I've got a lot of light in front of me. So there it is. And according to Dwayne, the doctor of Kiss record collecting, at least as far as I know, he said, and I wondered, because I didn't know that colored records were around this long ago. To me, that's something that's only been around for 10 or 15 years, and everybody loves, colored vinyl and splattered vinyl and different colors and collecting everything. And to me, that's a recent thing. And he said, no, this was originally printed, I guess this is in, is there a year on here? It says Hecho en Mexico. My cat is getting my cat is biting me. I don't see a year on the actual record. Is there a year on here? Dynasty came out in 79, so it was after 79. Anyway, Dwayne said apparently that I thought this was like a repressing or reprint or something. He said no, when this originally came out, it was on this yellow, the record was yellow. So pretty cool and quite valuable. To be honest, I'm sure I will never. And also there's it had these kind of holes punched out here, and kind of interesting that this one is not punched out. So you got the big one here, these two. Maybe it's not interesting. So I bought this. This was how much did I pay for this? I think it was around the same. The guy. Yeah, it was. It was 500 pesos. Do the calculation yourself. 500 pesos. I asked him if he would take 400. He said 450. I said sure. So for me, this is just a cool thing to add to my little. I don't know if it's if I can call it a collection when I only have 4. I don't know if I'm going to buy too many more. But I thought this was very cool and very peculiar to have. And then when I was back in El Chopo, I went back the week after to buy it because I was going there anyway with a friend from Canada who was here in Mexico, so I had a reason to go to El Chopo again. I would never turn down an opportunity to go to El Chopo. So I did buy it, and then on that this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, when I saw it again the second time, I also found, I think there were 4 Kiss singles, 7-inch singles, also Mexican pressings, and according to Dwayne, the Kiss guy, what are you doing? He said Mexican and Japanese pressings are the most, I don't know if they're the most valuable, which again, I don't care about, or the most sought after, the hardest to find, the most, I don't know. So he said the Mexican and Japanese. Now they also had, as I mentioned, these 7-inch singles, which were also very strange mixes of songs. One was Tomorrow from Unmasked, and the B-side was like, I don't know, a live version of Rock and Roll All Night or something like that. What were they? I took pictures of them. They're on my Instagram. I didn't buy them. They were 200 pesos each, which, you know, if you bought all 4 of them, you probably could get them cheaper than that. But I thought, man, I would have liked to have bought them because it would be cool to have, and they're rare. They were cool to see. But again, I just don't want to, you know, open the door to becoming probably like some of you people. Nothing against that. That's just not for me. Now, when I was at El Chopo on Saturday, this past weekend, I saw, and this is in my, I did a video from El Chopo when I was there on the weekend. And as I was walking, I was talking about something else, and I say, hey, there's a copy of Kiss Originals, which everybody knows, that's the original, the first 3 albums in like a special, not a box set, and I never had that when I was a kid. I knew about that record, never had it. And I looked at it, that was 2,000 pesos. And it was also a Mexican, no, it was a Japanese version. The guy who was selling it told me that it was a Japanese version, and I showed Dwayne a picture of it, and he immediately, even before I told him it was Japanese, he said that's a Japanese version, because it had, I guess the serial number up in the top, I guess on the back cover and in the top right corner, it was VIP 5501, I think, and Dwayne knows all the serial numbers or NIB numbers, whatever you call them, and he said that's from Japan. And my friend Paul Casanova, who I mentioned earlier, he also commented, he said he's only ever seen that in pictures. So now I don't know how valuable it is, but I feel like I should go back next time at El Chopo. I'll maybe go back. There's no way I was going to spend 2,000 pesos for it. No way. But if I could talk the guy down to 1,000, maybe 1,500, I don't know, maybe the guy would be happy to get 1,000 for it, which is still fairly expensive. But I thought that was really cool, and it looked like it was in great shape. I don't know if it was complete. I learned that's a term that collectors use. If it was complete, meaning that it had inserts and stickers and things with it, or I don't know if it was just the records inside. I didn't open it up. But I guess it would be cool if it were complete. But I just like having these things in my house. I like being surrounded by Kiss and a few other bands too. But Kiss is by far the most important band for me. Not just musically, but big part of my life. I met my wife, who's now my ex-wife, 22 years ago through Kiss, which is a long story. So that's all this. And I don't think I have anything else to say, but man, I love talking about Kiss. I could find any occasion to talk about Kiss. Maybe I might do this again if I go back at some point in the next, I don't know how, I've been to El Chopo 3 times in the last 4 weeks. So I don't think I'll be there again this year. Maybe in January, maybe I'll find a reason or make my way to El Chopo. And if I find the originals and get it, which I would like to do, if I can get it for a good price, I'll do another video. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Dwayne said that this would maybe be of interest to a lot of Kiss collectors. So thank you for watching. I talk about a lot of music. As I mentioned earlier, I ranked all the Kiss albums. Forget about any other the ones you've seen. Those are all opinions. Mine is the factual Kiss albums from best to worst or worst to best. Least favorite to favorite. Fact, not opinion. And I talked about, I did a Kiss, that Kiss Alive that I bought a few months ago. I got it in Phoenix. well, I was visiting Phoenix. I had it shipped there from Chicago or California or something. I was staying with a friend. I had it shipped to his house. I did like an unboxing of that because it's very interesting to watch people open up boxes and cut cellophane with cutting instruments. And I went through Kiss's whole discography a couple of years ago in similar fashion. So my channel is not Kiss related, but there is some Kiss content. So again, thank you for watching, and stick around for more. If I never ever tell people to subscribe. It's not necessary to subscribe. If you want to, thank you. I do appreciate it, but I understand that this might be the only video you watch. You have no reason to subscribe, but you can do whatever you choose. If you want to ask me any questions, and I just hate, this is such an idiotic thing to do, to leave a comment down below. Please feel free. I do reply to, I think, just about everybody. It's very rare that I miss a comment or forget to reply, especially if it's a good comment like Kirk Desmond. The guy makes great comments and good insight and asks good questions. I'm always happy to talk to Kirk and answer his questions. Oh, this is so long. So that's all for today. So from my cat and from Ace, Paul, Peter, Gene, that's the order they're in, Ace, Paul, Peter, Gene on the Love Gun album, I think, which is my favorite Kiss album of all time. Thank you, and maybe you can watch another video. See ya.